My family, hi, I greet you. Welcome to yet another one. So, as per your requests, you actually requested that we compile all these prophecies. Some of them, we can't cover all of them, but I'm just going to be sharing them with you as they are coming, as I've actually been given by some of you on our private or personal Telegram contact. Okay, so we start off with this one. This has to do with the global pandemic, all right, and some other prophecies. So just want to be focusing on the global pandemic and also some prophecies that have to do with Trump. So hear this one from Apostle Johnson Suleman from Nigeria, Omega Fire Ministries.
The Lord said, I give this word to man. I don't do anything in the affairs of the world until man invites me with understanding in the place of prayer. COVID-19 is an experiment, and now they are rejoicing that they could shake the world, and they would wait. If I tarry to come, something worse will happen, and it will also originate from them. The world leaders are coming together to have a synergy that will make all religions have a common ground, and the Pope is part of it. America is their target, but the president is their obstacle. The policy of not having people gather together to reduce and contain the virus is targeted at believers congregating, because they know the coming together of believers to pray and diffuse the evil agenda will frustrate them. We must not keep quiet. The prayers of the saints will stop them. All believers must lift up their voice against the spirit of the new world order and scatter the agenda of the Antichrist. They will come up with a new currency to unify the world and solidify control. Purify your body of any sin, because they target your body. If the church can pray using Jeremiah 17:14, heal me, O Lord, I will be healed. Matthew 17:20, this kind goeth not except by fasting and prayer. The Antichrist will not overcome the church. If the church rise up in fasting, purity, and unity, God will prove he is still on the throne. I'm going to stop there. That's what the Lord wants me to stop.
And moving on to Ghana, we have these urgent prophecies. The first one is actually coming from Dr. Isaac Osubemba.
Also for the NTR and say, I'm saying the no, I am a member of a can, not yet the empire. I say, when you couple be shared for near can, and Crophobia.
Now, the reason nowadays I do not want to say so many of the things that I see on occasions like this is that when the Lord reveals it to us and we tell the nation what God has revealed, some people make mockery of it, they despise it. It's as if they don't take it seriously.
Coronavirus by a fee. Now,
just like we had coronavirus some years back, if we do not pray, something in the similitude of coronavirus, some evil disease. I see a certain spirit hanging in the air. And the spirit was spewing that sickness from its mouth, and I saw that it was spreading, and I saw that it killed many people. We must offer prayer and intercession.
And in the same Ghana, we also have Apostle Samuel Adoah, and this is what he actually has to say. He has 3 prophecies, talks about the coming pandemic, and he also talks about Trump, or something that is going to happen in the United States of America. You're going to hear for yourself, maybe the assassination or the death of Trump and all that. And he also talks about China, Russia, and America. So let's listen to what he has to say. For those who want to follow him or follow his ministry, the details are on the screen as you're seeing over there.
I've spoken to, which year did I speak to you about a coming pandemic? Last year I spoke about it. Only last year. I think I've said it about 2 years consecutive or 3 years consecutive. Maybe the archives will be able to help us. I kept on telling you about a pandemic that is about to come. A pandemic. I've said this thing for a very long time now. 22, 23 coming. Okay. I kept on telling you there is a pandemic that is coming. A pandemic has been looming, and I say it again. A pandemic, a global pandemic has been looming, and it will rear its head this year, and it will be far worse than what we experienced 6 years ago. The global pandemic that has been looming, that has been in the pipeline all this while, it will rear its head this year, and it will be worse than what we experienced 6 years ago. The American flag is likely to take a bow. And when a flag takes a bow, it means two things. One of two things. Either the number one takes a bow, or a national tragedy hits them for the flag to bow. And so the nation America, their flag is likely to take a bow this year. And so what it means is that in the realm of the spirit, there is a plot against the president, the life of the president. If he escapes, the economy will be plunged into a huge financial crisis, the American economy, which will bring a crisis to the country. Let's pray. Let intercessors take it up. We don't say things like this. We share the revelations and the visions of the Spirit, so that we can be positioned and take advantage and be positioned well, and that the devil will not take us by surprise. The Lord help America. I want to speak to these three countries: America, Russia, China. May the Lord let them exercise restraint. They should exercise restraint. The world powers should exercise caution. For I see a great war between America, Russia, and China, these three nations. In their decision making, they should let their egos calm down a little bit, and they should think about people. For when it happens, it is the people that will suffer. America, Russia, China, I see a great war between these countries. The Lord help us.
So, my family, that is it for the prophecies that were released from Ghana by servants of God from Ghana. I might have skipped some, but these are some that I have actually found, and some that you would have actually sent to me. And they were released during the crossover services. As you can see on the videos, it was the 31st of December. All right. And also moving on, we also have this one from India by Prophet Sadhu Sundar Selvaraj.
Now I'm going to tell you exactly as how I receive it from the Father God. Another great wind is going to sweep all over the world. And when he spoke the word wind, it was made for me to know this. Another great wind, worse than coronavirus pandemic, is going to sweep this whole world. The world is shaken with fear and trembling because of coronavirus. But the word of the Lord came to say, another worse than coronavirus is going to come. When that comes, it will make this coronavirus look like child's play. So when this great wind comes, it will sting people like a hornet stinger. When a hornet stings a person feels hot with fire-like sensation, and swelling like boils appear on their bodies. In the same manner, when this wind stings a person, that person will feel hot like fire over them, and their temperature will rise above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, above 38 degrees centigrade. So the feelings will be hot like fire burning all over their body, and fever will shoot up in their bodies, more than 100 degrees. Now doctors and scientists will be baffled and perplexed at not being able to discover at all any medicine or vaccine for this. This morning I read in the news a scientific report about this coronavirus, that the scientists are still trying to understand the DNA of this virus, and they say a vaccine is still a long time away. So there's no medicine, there's no vaccine, and by the time they claim that they have found something, this hornet will come to stink. But this time, the doctors and the scientists will not be able to discover any way how this virus works and they will not be able to discover any medicine or vaccine.
And we also have another one from Prophet Uebert Angel, who's based in the United Kingdom and also Zimbabwe. And this is what he said. And I'm just going to share with you a prophecy that has been fulfilled that had to do with the Nipah virus, and also what he had to say. Is the Nipah virus the actual global pandemic that we're going to see, or is it just a test run? Let's find out from what he's going to be saying.
Put India there. I want to show you something.
So I was standing this morning, and the Lord began to show me. It was like a sickness that had traveled in regions of India. Just imagine viral infection going through.
The outbreak of Nipah virus is raising alarm after the virus outbreak has been reported in India's West Bengal. Several airports across parts of Asia are on high alert. Many have tightened health surveillance and travel screening. At least 2 cases of Nipah virus have been confirmed in West Bengal.
In India, I saw an angel stand over India. All right. Just how I saw it was India. I've been to India twice, but that didn't really show me it was India. It was like the Taj Mahal kind of picture. And I'm seeing the angel standing over it, like mid-air, but standing over it. And it was like he was pouring like in a power here, the power end is pouring white substance. And I was wondering what is taking place. And everyone who would touch that white thing would be like cleansed. I said, what is he saying? There is a disease coming. In fact, he used the word pathogen. So it's a pathogen that's different. It's not COVID. It's not what they're talking about COVID. Saying it's a pathogen. And this thing here will just devastate what is happening right there. You devastate people's lives. Said, but they have to reach out to me. So I said, there is a disease coming, a pathogen. India. I'm not talking about some other place. I said India. Said it will perplex doctors. It will perplex people. They will say, what is happening? And they were talking. It was like they were talking. People were just talking like, okay, which country can I go to? Which country can I run to? And the angel said, you can't run from anywhere. You can't. You fix it in here or you find it there where you want to run to. I saw the angel of the Lord and he said, you went over Asia. And when you got to India, the Lord ministered to me that there are going to be a lot of confusions happening in the country. That even diseases, and yet it is one of the largest suppliers of medication. Is there somebody from India? We want to pray that there is this barrage of death. Because I was standing this morning and the Lord began to show me it was like a sickness that had traveled in regions of India. And the news when it came out, it was like just a normal thing. It's not as dangerous as the other ones that they can prioritize. But the devil was trying to run through it like nothing you've ever seen. Just imagine viral infection going through and people begin to die. And because it's not as prevalent as the other ones that they wanted to get the world to know, they don't capture it. Whatever you believe about this COVID, understand one thing. India, we need to take it before the Lord, because everything that happens in this region goes there. And it was like people are falling and people are saying, maybe it is the same thing. This same COVID. But India shall be saved by God. And India requires the power of God to be seen in that region. Because imagine if you capture India for God, for Jesus, what would happen on earth? So begin to raise your hands. Begin to pray wherever you are.
The outbreak of Nipah virus is raising alarm after the virus outbreak has been reported in India's West Bengal. Several airports across parts of Asia are on high alert. Many have tightened health surveillance and travel screening. At least 2 cases of Nipah virus have been confirmed in West Bengal. A total of 5 cases were suspected earlier. The last few weeks have seen stringent measures against a possible Nipah virus outbreak in the East Indian state. The neighboring states of Odisha and Kerala too are on high alert.
Look, all these years we're carrying you, getting up to here. Why were we doing this? Because the Lord knew the moment the strain of any disease comes, they say, you know what? We have another one, more dangerous than this one. Even if they can control it, they are not trying to control anything. They are trying to get fear out. So whatever disease we are going to receive, it's still a spirit that I just called it COVID so that you get it. But what it is there is a strain coming. I don't know whether they're going to call it COVID or call it something else. But there is a strain. I'm not talking about this Nipah virus now. I'm trying to give you that every disease that they will raise alarm over is for you to get to fear. I'm telling you now that the level right now, just this past week, the rise of people buying masks has increased after Nipah virus. I said, okay, it's coming again. I've been saying this over and over again. But I know what the Juniors are planning. They sat down already. I saw them clearly. They sat down and they're already ready. It is your fear that will stop them from it coming within the next 8 months, within 8 months. It is your fear. If your fear is realized, they will bring it. Listen to this. The disease that is coming, they've already planned for it this year. They've planned for it. And every time you hear Nipah virus, don't fear, don't panic. If you don't panic, guess what happens? They realize that they can't control you anymore. Fear is their tactic. If you fear when they announce something, they're measuring it. This disease is coming. They've already sat. I've seen them in the spirit realm sitting down. They were not sitting in the spiritual realm. They were sitting in the physical, sitting and deciding what can we do. And you in Africa, you shall be the targets. You shall be the targets. If you want hunger to stop, we bring vaccinations. Imagine if you don't want hunger to be there, we bring in vaccinations. If you don't want vaccinations, we don't give you food. What are you looking for? Death. That's all you're looking for. You're looking for death and you don't want to be blamed. So you want me to pass death to my brother and my cousin and my uncle, and then we die in hordes. At least you're smiling.
My family, you had the prophet. Those who have ears, they've actually heard. And I'm also going to share this with you. Lastly, from Brother Brandon, as he also touches on whether this Nipah virus is really the global pandemic the Lord has showed him, or it's just something that they're using to test and see whether we are compliant or whatsoever.
Ladies and gentlemen, you need to know where we are right now. The Lord said it will morph into something else. Because I just asked him before I came on here. I said, "What is this? It is this what? Did they do it early? Did they do this early? Is this what we saw that it's early?" He said it will morph out of it. It's going to. This is a practice to the practice. It's about to happen. It's coming. I'm trying to show you what they're planning, and they're gonna try to kill millions, hundreds of millions of you in the days ahead. I warned you in 2023 that the Lord said a virus worse than COVID was coming.
Well, I'm going to tell you all about a dream I had 2 nights ago. In the dream, and I start seeing that there is a major announcement by the United States government, and I see the president, but in this dream, it's President Trump again, but he was very somber in his face. And he said, my fellow Americans, basically, he says, I have an announcement to make. There's another virus. I warned you they were going to create another plague. I warned you that their plan is to disrupt Trump's agenda. And how it worked last time was they sent COVID. And I told you this virus that they're preparing is so much worse than COVID ever thought about being. This is a very lethal virus that's about to happen soon. Now here comes the word. This is the urgency of what the Lord showed me. Praying, I put my prayer shawl on. It went into deep intercession, and all of a sudden, just like the Lord opens my eyes in the spirit realm, I was taken over, and I saw a meeting, and they were contemplating the next virus. Okay, they were in a room, and I could see these heads of these leaders, and that's where I'll leave that. I won't say who I saw. It doesn't matter. But they were negotiating. Well, remember whenever I told you all I saw the 350 million people perish? 350 million would go home. I saw a laboratory. I saw AI. AI, computer technology and AI was creating a super virus. I saw in this vision that you're about to see millions upon millions of people perishing because of this virus. So, why is he revealing it to us years in advance to warn us because of what's coming during President Trump's term? It's a 4-year window here, okay? So the Lord said to me, he said, you must pray now.
I told you it would start in January. I said, you'll start to hear the first signs of it in November and December, and by January it will spread. And I said they'll start to shut down air travel. They'll shut down all of the state to state travel. Trump will shut it down. I said Trump will be president during this time frame. I saw him. So then I saw it went and it spread in January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Over that 6-month period, it's how fast it mutated and went through everything. But it started going through January. And I remember so clearly, I can't even count how many times the Lord has warned me about this. So when I was praying over it today, I have felt in my spirit and what I've seen that it's 2027. Fall of 2027, 2028. All through that time frame. This is the time frame I've seen. Now, and that all goes by the fork in the road. How are the decisions made concerning President Trump and his term and all that I've seen praying over all this? This virus, she even said 40 to 70% fatality rate. What I saw coming, there was nobody that, when they got it, they went home. Everyone that caught that virus, unless you knew the power. And the Lord said, if you remember what he said, you must know Psalms 91 and Psalms 23 in the days ahead. You must have it rooted and grounded in your heart. You must understand the power and the authority of the believer for what's coming.
So my family, from what we're actually hearing, maybe I'm the only one who's hearing this, from what they're actually saying. Some of them, I believe Prophet Angel and Brother Brandon, I don't know about some other servants of God, but they actually, especially when they're talking about the Nipah virus, I don't actually think it's the main one. Maybe you may correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. So I'll mention the next one as always. All these videos were not shared for you to be afraid, but rather to show you that God is actually speaking through his various servants around the world. And this compilation was actually as per your request. I'll meet you in the next one as always. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. God bless.